Hi, everyone. Just getting adjusted here. Welcome to day 11, but I missed day 10. It was quite an adventure. I had no idea. I knew I would have to put it off, but I didn't get home till pretty late. And by that time, I was so beat. I didn't, I've got to close some stuff that just popped up. So I had quite an adventure going to pick up a hay baler. And I had an 18-foot trailer to put it on, driving 3 hours to one of the most beautiful places on the planet I've ever been. But up in the mountains, this beautiful, beautiful forested, rivered meadows land where we went to a rancher's place. And he and his wife just spent 2 hours loading this huge hay baler onto the trailer. I got the trailer stuck. I went into the gas station and I knew I shouldn't pull into the small part, but I pulled in. I forgot the trailer was on there and I got it stuck between the building and the concrete pump thing. It was stuck. And we had to take it off the truck finally, and people came out to help, and we got it out, but it was quite. So anyway, on the way back, we drove. People were out with RVs and fishing and trout fishing, fly fishing in the rivers, and the Continental Divide with the glaciers stretched out. It was magnificent. It was 7 hours driving. And it was worth every penny, but I missed our time, every penny and every moment, but I missed our time. So anyway, and these people were fourth generation ranchers, so sweet and kind. And I learned a thing about myself because these people live outdoors, right? They cut hay for a living, they have cattle, and they hunt and they fish. And they're like, do you hunt? I was, well, no, I'm barely a meat eater. And I was a vegetarian for 25 years. And they're like, well, we don't trophy hunt. They were so nice, so helpful. And yet I have this thing about hunting, and I certainly have this thing about trapping. And they trap beaver for the pelts, but that's not trophy to them. So I learned a lot about how people are complicated, the kindest people, and yet and the woman was so excited when she told me that she kills coyotes for their pelts. So complicated people, so complicated. On the one hand, out there killing animals. In part, they don't think killing them for pelts is trophies, but there's no food in it. And she said, well, we just hunt for food, except they don't. And on the other hand, they were so good to us. And the man even called me last night to make sure I got home okay. Pretty amazing. So, but, I think in this process of loving and being absorbed in love, these meditations, part of what opens up is learning more about yourself. The great frontier is the inner world. And I learned something about myself yesterday that it just kind of put it together, living in the country, but then being with these folks whose whole lives have been ranch work, and hunting and fishing and all that. I just realized why I was never good in an office. Just one of those people too. I just felt kindred spirit with their life, the way they live their life. They live very, very remotely. And sometimes I feel like I live too close to town, really, for my taste. But at any rate, that's my reflection for the day. And let's just go inward. So let's bring your breath up through your body as you breathe in. Let everything relax. And, there's another thing I want to tell you as we're breathing. This couple, what we did was really hard. It took 2 hours, 2 tractors lifting up this thousands and thousands of pound, at least 1,000-pound hay baler to put on the tractor. And these two, it was really complicated and dangerous. And these two worked together, this husband and wife, such an incredible team. And I even said to them, wow, you guys work together. And there were some very tense moments because this was pretty dangerous, what we were doing, and very intricate, and had to figure it out. And how do you do this? And nobody had ever really done this. And just watching these two work together, just so patient, bouncing ideas off each other, asking us our idea. I mean, it was amazing. And that's pretty much loving. So back into breathing. And what I'd like to do in our meditation as you breathe in is invite the inner cooperation inside all the parts of your psyche to come forward. And take another breath in. And let your body just relax. And another breath in. And relax. And I have to interrupt us again because Pete, you need to stop. My dog's always at my feet and he's obsessively licking. And take another breath in and out. And let's just become aware of our hearts and that beautiful place of stillness, silence, and peace. If there's a part of you fidgeting, just let yourself relax. Start to cultivate that even more, that place of physical calm, where you don't have to move or fidget or adjust. You're just fine with yourself and your body. And we're just going for this inner cooperation today. So what that means is you've invited all the parts of your consciousness to come forward. Your mind, your emotion, your body wisdom, and you're just going to scan all those parts of your consciousness and see if there's anything out of alignment. And what that means is there's a part of you that wants something different, that isn't satisfied. Sometimes that looks like the body searching to be comfortable and needing this thing or this adjustment or that adjustment. Let's just take our consciousness into peace and tell it that everything's fine, that your body is fine. It doesn't need anything else. It doesn't need to collect things, including ways to feel more comfortable. And let's look at the emotions. And is there anything in that level of feeling that is asking for something different, that feels lack, that is looking to satisfy itself in some way because it feels lack? That's just not settled. It's looking for some other feeling rather than just being present with what is. And now let's go to the mind. Same exercise. Is there any thought, anything in your mind, any idea even anything in your imagination that is out there searching for something different, that feels like it's not satisfied, that's collecting things to keep it busy, to keep the mind busy. And let that breath just bring all those parts into peace and calm, and feel them now aligning with that stillness. So every part of them knows that they're fine, they're full, they're satisfied. They don't need to move or shift or fidget mentally, emotionally, or physically. It's just all fine the way you are. And if something is uncomfortable, which you can always find something that's uncomfortable. When we're in a physical body, you will always find something that's uncomfortable. So instead of trying to find comfort at this time when we're in meditation, let's just transcend that. And this process itself is a way to cultivate inner cooperation. In that cooperation, we find that place of loving. The act of cooperation itself is an act of loving. So breathe into that cooperation, that internal alignment. And let's just take a few minutes of stillness to absorb the loving that is in cooperation, in internal teamwork, where all parts of you are in alignment. And that alignment is the flow of the sound current of God, the current of which brings us back home into the heart of God. And as that, we are aligned. Our true course, our true journey. So let's just enjoy this, absorb in this loving and cooperation for a few moments. And in this inner cooperation, this alignment with all parts of yourself, which then aligns with the flow of spirit and the light and sound of God, going back into the heart of God. The alignment brings us into that oneness, the one accord, the harmony with the sound of God. And we have our own song of loving, our own song of the soul that harmonizes and blends with the symphony of creation. And in this, you know, you're aware that all is loving and all is peace. And we transcend our own flaws and foibles, our own humanness, and reach into godliness, goodness, and soul. Find your breath again. Bring that beautiful bliss of stillness, inner cooperation, and loving with you as you feel your body and stretch and come back into the world. Namaste. See you tomorrow. Enjoy your sleep or your day.